The Texas Tech Red Raiders are coming off of a hard loss over the weekend, but the game was one for the record books. Kyle Stafford will be in with a recap coming up.
Studying and taking an exam are all things many students take for granted. But for some, just making it through a lecture can be a challenge. Find out how one campus group is working to make a difference next.
And with the fall semester in full swing, stress is a big factor for most students. We'll show you how some furry friends offered an escape from the daily grind.
This is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Welcome to the Monday edition of the MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Carley Banks.
And I'm Nick Hay. The Oklahoma Sooners made their way to campus this weekend, facing an intimidating sea of black in the stands.
That's right, Nick. But even a blackout at the Jones wasn't enough to bring home a victory for the Red Raiders. But that doesn't mean it wasn't worth watching. MCTV's Kyle Stafford joins us now with a look back at Saturday's history-making contest. Kyle?
Thanks, Carly. Nick. Well, it was a wild one this past Saturday as the Red Raiders dropped their third straight game with a 66-59 loss to the number 16 Oklahoma Sooners. It was a record-shattering performance by Patrick Mahomes as he broke an NCAA record for most yards of total offense with 819 and tied former Washington State quarterback Connor Halliday for the most passing yards in a single game with 734. Kiki QT led the team in receiving with 172 yards and a touchdown, while Jonathan Giles added 167 and 2 scores. Despite another impressive performance by Mahomes and the offense, it still wasn't enough to overcome another poor defensive performance. Both teams each racked up 854 yards of offense, which broke an NCAA record for most combined yards, but the difference came in the turnover battle, in which Oklahoma was +2. Baker Mayfield enjoyed his return to the Jones as he set an Oklahoma school record with 7 passing touchdowns as he racked up 545 yards through the air. Joe Mixon rushed for 263 yards and 2 touchdowns, while also hauling in 4 catches for 114 yards and 3 receiving scores. D.D. Westbrook continues to be one of the top receivers in the nation as he reeled in 9 catches for 202 yards and 2 scores. Texas Tech dropped at 3-4 on the season. With 4 of their 5 remaining games on the road, chances for the Red Raiders to become bowl eligible seem to be fading. The team will travel to Fort Worth to take on the TCU Horned Frogs this Saturday. TCU is coming off a 34-10 loss on the road at West Virginia this past Saturday and will look to get their season back on track. Kickoff is set for 2:30 p.m. and can be seen on ESPN2. I'll have more on other college football action and the World Series preview later in sports. Back to you, Nick.
Thanks, Kyle. Although the Jones will be empty this weekend, there's still a lot going on around campus this week. This morning at the Sub, a kickoff was held for the annual Disability Awareness Week. Over the next 5 days, students, faculty, and staff have a chance to learn more about challenges faced by students with both physical and learning disabilities.
I think this is a service that a lot of students maybe don't know about, and so utilizing these services and utilizing these accommodations is really helpful for students. It's also important for the campus to know about our services because somebody might know a friend or a brother or sister that might need these services, and so it's always important to get the message out there.
This morning's kickoff featured appearances by the Masked Rider and Fearless Champion, and students attending could pick up some free swag promoting this week's festivities. If you missed out on this morning's kickoff, there's still plenty of opportunities to get involved. Check out the website on your screen for more info and the list of this week's events.
Just inside the Sub, students had the chance to do their part and lend a helping hand to those in need. Earlier today, the Tech Activities Board hosted a table inside the Sub that allowed students to make hygiene bags that will be donated to the Salvation Army Soup Kitchen. Each student had the opportunity to decorate a bag with an inspirational note and go down the line, filling it with essentials such as soap, toothbrushes, socks, gloves, and snacks.
I think it's really important because it gives the students a chance to kind of give back to those who really need it. And so those who are in the homeless shelter, things like that, they don't really get to have all the things that we get to have like in our everyday lives. So I think it's a good chance for students to give back.
Today's activity was part of TAB's Raiders Give Back events. The service opportunities continue through the rest of the semester, with the biggest event happening during November. RGB Tech Can Share is an annual food drive held throughout the month of November. The entire tech community is encouraged to donate food items at a drop-off location in the Sub, Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. starting November 4th. The items collected will be given to the South Plains Food Bank and will be distributed to families just in time for the holiday season. If you'd like more info on any of this or any of TAB's events, just visit tab.ttu.edu. After a cool end to last week, the South Plains saw a big rebound in temperatures over the weekend. In fact, we almost hit 90 degrees on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, Carly, it might be fall, but so far the West Texas weather is still stuck somewhere between spring and summer conditions. So what can we expect this week? Let's take a look at the MCTV forecast. Looking outside, the sun is shining brightly to start off the week. Temperatures are a little cooler than yesterday, but today's high should still finish in the low to mid 80s. Tomorrow will be slightly cooler and we'll see a return of some clouds. Winds will be slightly breezy, but it should be a nice, mild day. On Wednesday, temperatures will return to the mid-80s with clear skies and light winds. And by Thursday, temperatures will drop a few degrees with a high right at or above 80. Lows all 3 nights will hover in the mid-50s and low 60s. Looking ahead, 80-degree weather will be sticking around through the weekend, delaying fall weather for at least another week. As we mentioned earlier, the Red Raider offense put up some amazing numbers this weekend, putting both Tech and Patrick Mahomes into the national record books.
That's right, Nick. But Tech wasn't the only team making headlines this weekend. Kyle Stafford joins us again with a look at the rest of the weekend in sports. Kyle?
Thanks, Carly. Nick. In other college football action, number 1 Alabama remained perfect on the year with a 33-14 victory over number 6 Texas A&M. In Happy Valley, Penn State stunned number 2 Ohio State 24-21 thanks to a blocked field goal that was returned for a touchdown late in the fourth quarter. James Franklin finally got his signature win that he'd been searching for at Penn State, while Urban Meyer dropped his first game on the road as head coach of Ohio State. Meyer was previously 20-0. Number 11 Houston dropped their second game of the year 38-16 to the SMU Mustangs, who last won against a top 11 team in 1982. And number 21 Auburn sent a message to the rest of the SEC with a 56-3 domination against number 17 Arkansas. The Tigers are just a loss behind the Crimson Tide in the SEC West and are playing like a team that could cause Alabama some problems late in November. In the MLB, the World Series is set as the Cleveland Indians will host the Chicago Cubs Tuesday night. The Chicago Cubs have not won a World Series in over 100 years, with their last title coming in 1908, while the Indians have not won since 1948. Corey Kluber will take the mound for Cleveland, while John Lester will take the hill for the Chicago Cubs. First pitch is slated for 7 p.m. and can be seen on Fox. Texas Tech Soccer will host Oklahoma this Friday at the John Walker Soccer Complex for their final game of the regular season. The team is looking to snap their 5-game losing streak and trying to gain momentum as they look towards the Big 12 tournament. Kickoff is set for 7 p.m. And in volleyball, Texas Tech will host Kansas this Wednesday at the United Supermarket Arena as they look to get their first Big 12 win of the season after pushing number 2 Texas to the edge last Friday. Start time is set for 6 p.m. Well, that's all for sports. Back to you, Carly.
Thanks again, Kyle. The School of Art is full of unique individuals creating a variety of work, and right now you have a chance to see some of these pieces in person. Let's take a look at the MCTV events calendar. The annual MFA Student Group Show is currently on display in the Landmark Arts Gallery in the School of Art. The exhibition features pieces created by students in the school's Master of Fine Arts program. The works range from paintings to jewelry to metal sculptures. You can see these works in person from now until Sunday in the School of Art building. Gallery hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Sunday, noon to 4 p.m. Admission is free and open to the public.
Tomorrow night, head over to the Sub Ballroom for an inspirational event highlighting the importance of Disability Awareness Week. Jeremy Poincenot is a speaker and coach who went blind at the age of 19. 1 year later, Poincenot won the World Blind Golf Championship. Starting at 7 p.m., Poincenot will speak from his unique perspective about the challenges he has faced since losing his sight. Following his speech, there will be a reception with snacks and drinks. Tomorrow's event is free and open to the tech community.
Also tomorrow night, you can witness a unique musical event combining the skills of experienced and up-and-coming musicians. The Fall Concert Band concert will be held in the Himley Recital Hall from 7:30 p.m. Along with traditional performances by the band, they will also be accompanied by the Friendship Heritage Middle School Band for part of the event. The combined group will perform recognizable works, including each school's fight songs. The concert band concert is free and open to the public. As hard as it is to believe, November starts next week. Along with thoughts of Thanksgiving, students are also faced with fears of homework, tests, and final projects nearing an end.
Yeah, Carly. Even though the thought of going to class each day can be stressful with everything going on, and with that in mind, one group decided to find a way to help. Last Friday, the Alpha Omega Epsilon sorority set up shop in the free speech area to give students a much-needed break. With some furry friends on hand, passers-by could pay $1, show some love to man's best friend.
The goal of today is to get as many people to pet puppies as possible.
And why are you having people pet puppies?
We are having people pet puppies because everybody loves puppies. Everybody.
Alpha Omega Epsilon is an engineering and technical science sorority. Friday's event was a candidate fundraiser to help support the group's activities throughout the year. Although there were only a few dogs on hand, many students were left a bit more happy and stress-free following the event. So Carly, did you get a chance to stop by and interact with the puppies?
No, I wish I did though. That looked like fun.
It did. I wish I would have as well, but it just didn't work out. That's all for today's edition of the MCTV Weekday Update.
Thanks so much for joining us, and be sure to check ttuhub.net every day for more news. We'll see you on Thursday.